my beautiful, wonderful, incredibly delightful friends. I am your friend Kevin, and this is your Divine Daily Blast. Let's go right to it. We're in a number 6 angel numerology day, which is about revising plans. In other words, having a little kiki, revitalizing. It's a day of being responsible, loving, compassionate, and navigating the day through new creative eyes. If you're a tarotist, pull out the Seven of Swords. Also pull out the Devil and the Ego, because this number also reveals to us that there's some unnecessary worrying going on, which we do have unnecessary worry, but more so the urge to pay attention to what's really going on, what's really happening, the discontent, the feeling of anxiousness, things not being the way you want them to be. How can you be creative? How can you look at the plan in a different way? How can you land on something that really speaks to you passionately? Sometimes it takes going to some TED Talks to get to some of that. All right, my isms. I am in deliberate creation mode. It's not what you show, it's how you show up. I am letting go of unwanted emotional patterns and making room for healing and better vibrational energy. What does that look like for you? What are you needing to let go of? You know, the moon is slipping into the mysterious sign of Scorpio, and it's ahead of this big full moon on Monday. If you're beginning to feel like your emotions and your feelings are getting overwhelming or out of control, or you're reactionary, get in touch with your spiritual practice. I like to put both feet on the floor and imagine I got roots going down into the love of the heart of the Mother Earth, wrapping them around the crystalline layer and using those crystals that are way deep under the earth to cleanse and clean away anything that's negative, anything that's bothering me, anything that's getting on my nerves. It's really good practice. Our friend of the channel, Vicky Loper, who does the healing artist, she has a wonderful breathing technique to get to the alpha state. The alpha state of our brain, for many of us that are creative, that's the automatic place where creativity flows like a river. You know, sometimes water flows right up underneath the earth, right through those crystalline layers. So when we put our feet flat on the floor and we allow both our feet to be grounded by Mother Earth, not only are we grounding ourselves, coming out of our mind, coming out of our thoughts, coming out of the crazy wacky land, but we are cleansing at the same time. Archangel Raziel, which is rather rare, has come with an angel affirmation today. As the scribe of mystical secrets, I can help you fully understand, at a soul level, the cosmic principles necessary to manifest a magical life. I am a co-creator with the universe. My awareness of divine knowledge is constantly expanding. My awareness of divine knowledge is constantly expanding. I can say amen, amen, amen to all of that. I've shared with many of you that I started this wild journey into divination about 5 years ago. I had been dibbling and dabbling in the psychic realms probably all my life. I took some channeling courses in the 80s. I worked with a good friend on the Dionne Warwick Psychic Friends Network during the 90s. And then I got turned off and didn't really do anything with it. Didn't like the judgment. Didn't like where psychic phenomenon was going. The new millennia came along. So I put my work and my endeavors into doing regular menial, working on the hair career, working on teaching, working on all of those things that are a little bit on the other end of the spiritual shelf, until certain events in my life, starting in 2010, 2011, and then definitely in 2012, where everything turned and went in a new direction. Started teaching yoga, and then of course the pandemic. So we're tracing, or I am tracing, these year-long changes in energy and tracing it back through my life and seeing where, oh yes, this tracks. And the point I'm making with all of that, divine awareness is like a muscle. It grows. Your divine communication with your spirit guides, your angels, and all those that are with us does require us to do spiritual exercises to tap into that energy. It is not difficult once you're tapped in. We have the Water Guardian this week, who's been encouraging us to get in touch with our emotions. Water Guardian, I trust my emotions and I let them flow with ease. Don't fight against any emotion that's coming up. Many of us have been told to sort of suck it up, buttercup. No, you can let it flow. Mayat has been with us all week long, teaching us to take the higher road so that divine intervention can come through, so those divine messages can actually come through. Many of us who do this soul work need to put ourselves in a place of grace and gratitude, clear out the mental nonsense that's going on so we can bring clear messages to the friends who are looking for divine counsel. I think we like to call ourselves divine coaches. We sort of coach people on their journey, help them to feel a little safer. Gertrude and Beatrice are back at the drawing board. Gertrude says she is sort of leaning forward on her elbows, busy making a tapestry of sorts while helping herself to, yes, I see that, cupcakes with, oh, hello, courage cream all over her face. Let's see what courage. This is a new one. Oh, I like this. Here's why. Ha 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 ha. Do you see in this photo, in this image, our fairy princess is in the middle of the forest. And over here in the window, she's got the full moon, which is coming up on Monday. Over here, she has a mysterious doorway. And she brings a blessing of courage that it's okay for you to walk through, to stay on your journey. And the blessing of courage that even though you may not know what is up ahead, even though the pathway forward and the doorway to opportunity looks uncertain, the one thing you have is the ability to trust your intuition and move forward, and they're giving you the blessing of courage to do it. I also want to challenge those of you that are facing a really interesting fork in the road or junction in your life, that this is a blessing, that it's come up for a reason. Finding courage as you face your fears, and you'll see many, many, many of your fears disappearing, disintegrating, going. Fear is at one end of the scale, the emotional scale. Love is at the other end. The Fairy Queen is encouraging us to walk forward through these journey with fearlessness. She's facing that doorway, the doorway of the unknown, and she knows that she has the courage to go beyond it. So you might think that you might think that the courage is on the other side of the door, but it's actually within you right now. Susan Jeffers famously said, "One way to find courage is to feel the fear and do it anyway." You know, fear and excitement invokes the same neurological pathways in the brain, and it invokes the same emotional response feelings in the body. So many of the things we're afraid of or worried about don't actually really exist. That's not to say that we don't feel them anyway, but there are challenges and fears, including the use of EFT, tapping, meditation, light work. So here's an affirmation from Karen Kay. I am always safe. I am always protected. I am always loved. And therefore, it's natural for me to be courageous. The universe always has my back. Where are we going? There we go. If you just stick with that, the universe always has my back. You've just stepped right into revitalization, reviewing the plan. Many times when we give up our sense of what we want to do, when we've got a project coming up, I'm guilty of it. We sabotage our success by saying and making these false statements. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. No one likes me. No one wants me. No one's going to use me. No one's going to engage me. All of those things are defense mechanisms, because what's really out there is everything you said that isn't. Because what we say we don't want and what isn't is actually what we do want and what's out there. It's really difficult. That's why I think, where was it? I got that piece of paper. I think this is why the revising plans or revitalization number asks for the ego and the devil card to come up. Because the ego and the devil card is where our comfort zone is. We're always going to lean back into what we feel is safe and secure. And it's not necessarily going to help us grow forward. All right, my friends, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, I'm going to be co-hosting an angel party with the incredible John Mothershead. I'm so excited about that. So excited about tonight. I am trying to find the website. There we go. Go to johnmothershead.com, look for events or look for angel parties and sign up there. All right, my friends. Till later or tomorrow. Big love. Bye for now.